How is everyone doing tonight? My name is Patrick, and this is actually my very first attempt at doing one of these things. I'm gonna do a little vodcast, or also known as a video cast. I've always been interested in doing something like this. Now, I advertised something about a week ago on Facebook that I'm gonna be doing one of these things, but that's a different one altogether. That's gonna be with my brother, and we're going to be doing stuff more like movies and music and sports, and not really a lot of politics. I know everybody's so excited to hear about politics these days, but that's going to be a little bit different entity altogether. This one is just kind of a solo thing. I figured I would try this, just see how it goes. I'm going to be more so talking. I'll talk a little bit about politics and stuff like that. My channel and my show is going to be called Just Shooting the Shit. I didn't know exactly what kind of title to come up with, but I figured, hey, what the hell. We'll talk a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, obviously my passion, if anybody knows me, my passion is, movies, hardcore, and music, as you can see, as far as movies go. Right over here, I've got my Jaws poster, which is like my all-time favorite movie of all time. I think it's the greatest horror movie of all time. Then right over here, you can actually see Mr. Schwarzenegger a little bit in the original Terminator poster that I acquired years ago when I used to work at Blockbuster. Hence, movie fan, working at Blockbuster, perfect job, right? So, but anyway, this, like I said, is called Just Shooting the Shit, and it's just gonna be a little bit of, a little bit of everything. I'm gonna get a little serious. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. But today is kind of a special situation. Um, I'm pretty sure anybody that keeps up with any kind of news, whether it be on the media, online, or local stations, or CNN or Fox, whatever it may be, I guess you guys probably aware of that horrible tragedy we had in Texas today, just outside San Antonio, with I believe that the body count is 26 or 27 right now at the church shooting, that very, very unfortunate, sad church shooting that occurred this morning. And I believe at least 30 or more are wounded, and it ranges from very minor to very critical. So a lot of this stuff is kind of happening. So we're gonna kind of do a part of tonight's little segment on that, and then we're going to jump into some more fun topics. But just to let you know, start off with, this is non-transitional. I will bounce from one subject to another without sometimes not even introducing it. I'll just jump. I'm a very random person. I'm a very honest person too. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead and straight out tell you right now, flat out. I'm gonna give you an introduction of who I am, and then we are going to get this ball rolling. So my name is Patrick. I'm actually a Canadian living in America. I live here. I've been in America since '94. Married down here, of course. So I can, I have perspectives in both countries as far as political and moral. Well, not exactly moral, but ethnic stuff and just stuff about the country stuff. I mean, I have kind of a foot in both countries there, which is kind of nice, so I can have a perspective in both ways. I'll tell you straight up right now, I am a Republican. If anybody knows me, they know I'm very passionate about my political party. I am an open Donald Trump supporter. I voted for him. I campaigned for him. I have friends that and family that are and for against, and I'm cool either way. I mean, I'm a very, very open person, and if anybody knows me, they know I'm very open. I got a great sense of humor, great personality, and I am not a judging person. So when people tell me, oh, I supported, Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton or none of the above, I mean that's cool. I will never judge you for that. Just never ever attack me. For what I believe in, and I sure as heck will never attack you for your beliefs. For your belief structure. I get along, and I've got friends and family of all walks of life. I don't care if you're black, white, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian from India or even from the Orient. I don't care if you're from Iraq, Iran. I don't care if you're from Syria, Russia. I don't care if you're from wherever. Good is good and bad is bad. I don't care. I just don't give a shit. I've got friends of all walks of life, and unfortunately, I think with this political nonsense we have going, and obviously since the election and everything, there's just been it's just this country's going straight to shit. But I just want to let you know that yes, I am an open supporter of Donald Trump. I'm not very happy with my political party right now, with the at least the true conservative Republicans I like, but the GOPs and the rhinos, stuff like that, it's a disgrace. And the Democrats are near what they used to be either. So I mean, that's just that. And again, like I said, I've been attacked. Not physically, but mentally and verbally, I've been attacked. Oh, you're a fucking Trump supporter and blah 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 blah. Oh, and by the way, there will be cursing in this channel that I do. So if anybody's offended, well, number one, if you're offended easily, don't come here, because I'm not going to offend people. But if you're quote unquote politically correct, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind some political correctness. Don't get me wrong, but this country is just gone way out of whack. Everything is offending somebody. Hell, somebody up there, and I think it was Wisconsin a few months ago, was saying that chocolate milk was racist. I mean, what the fuck is that about? So but anyway, I'm very open-minded. Like I said, I've got friends that, like I said, of all walks of life, whether it's gay, straight, bisexual, whatever it is. It's just, I don't care. Good is good, bad is bad. I don't play race cards. I don't play gender cards, stuff like that, right? I don't do it because it's bullshit. But of course, people are probably like, oh, well, you're a Republican, so I mean, you're against gay marriage, and you're against, you're racist. I'm like, no, I'm absolutely not racist. I'm for equality of gender, for sex, for religion, whatever. If you're non-religious, that is totally your constitutional right for your religion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, whatever. A lot of people, they will force their religion on you, and of course that is wrong. And I don't force my Christianity. I'm a Christian. I'm an open Christian. I'll just let you know that straight up. Jesus Christ is my Savior. And I'm fine. I'm open with that. People won't ask me, I'll tell them. If they don't want to hear it, then, that's fine. We'll change the subject. This is how it is. I'm not going to get into a brawl physically or mentally or verbally because somebody doesn't share my points of view on things. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wrong is wrong, right is right. I mean, obviously, if somebody's like, hey, I support child, I support pedophilia. Well, of course, that's just wrong no matter what. And of course, you pretty much just discredit that person, say fuck you, and just get the fuck out of my life, or just keep walking, motherfucker. It's stuff like that, obviously. And it's not a taboo subject, it's just a moral subject. There's certain things that everybody should fucking agree on, and stuff like that is. So, but anyway, today, that's pretty, like I said, that's pretty much what I am and who I am, and we're gonna have a good time with this. Gonna have some laughs and chuckles, stuff like that. And these things could last, each episode could last 5 minutes. They could last an hour. So, but I think I'll probably take a little bit tonight just so I can introduce myself, pay tribute to what's going on, which we'll talk about here in a second, and just kind of get used to the whole idea of me being caught on camera, because I hate fucking pictures of myself. I really do. I don't do videos. I don't do pictures, stuff like that. So, but I think this will be a lot of fun. And like I said, my brother and I will have ours coming out real soon too. I think you guys will enjoy that as well too. So, but anyway, let's just get this thing going. Like I said, shooting the shit. That I've always thought it was a good title, and but unfortunately, this first thing we're talking about is not shooting the shit. It's truth. I mean, we have this horrible tragedy, happened at a church. Guy just walks in there and just boom, 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 just started blowing people away. Right, 26, 27 from what I've read, and over 30 injured, critically. Well, a lot of them are probably critically injured as well. My question to you is, what the fuck's wrong with people? Okay, I'm not gonna try to politicize this at all. I'm not. Okay, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's, whatever. I'm not gonna really go there. But what the fuck's wrong with people? I mean, we don't. There's not really a lot known about this guy. I know that his name is Devin. I think is what Devin Kelly or something like that. Apparently, from what I read, he was dishonorably discharged and had a court-martial. I'm not sure what branch of military he served in, but we don't know. If this guy was, if this was politically motivated because he hated, white Anglo Christians, or is it maybe he assumed that church-going folks are all Trump supporters, or I mean, I don't know. I heard he was Democratic, but I mean, I'm not saying that's totally true, because this is speculation, I think, right now, until more stuff comes out. But seriously, what the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, we have people snapping all the motherfucking time now. I mean, holy shit. I mean, listen, we just had what the I believe is considered now the deadliest shooting in modern American history. The Las Vegas tragedy last month at the country concert. I believe it was Jason Aldean's in Vegas. I mean, this guy just snapped. And what's bullshit is we still don't know all the facts, or they know all the facts and they're not wanting us to know. I don't know. I know the media plays a lot of bullshit in this, and I'm not a media fan, so I'm sorry. I mean, even though I do watch certain aspects of Fox News, I just think in whole journalism media is dead. So I don't think they're not covering it the way they probably should be. And then there's probably some cover up too. There's some stuff that seems too fishy, really to understand. People. I mean, you had the nightclub shooting last year in Orlando. You have San Bernardino. You have, the guy that crazy fucker there a few years ago shot up the crowd there at the Batman, the Dark Knight Rises. I don't know if it was the premiere or whatever, but I forget if it was the premiere or not. But this guy just started blowing people away. Of course, the Virginia Tech shooting. I mean, it's getting worse and worse and worse. What the fuck is wrong with people? I mean, seriously. It's sad because we, as Americans, can't get along. I mean, there's always going to be crazy people. I totally get that. It comes from all walks of life. I mean, Republicans, Democrats, Muslims, Christians, Jews, atheists, Satan worshippers, whatever. I mean, there's crazies out there in every group, right? And this is definitely an act of terrorism. This is all acts of terrorism. This is all domestic terrorism, right? And it's like it's not even safe to go to church. And you know what? I don't care if it is a mosque or a temple or, just a place of worship for whatever denomination. That is your safe haven. That is the place you are supposed to feel the safest. Being amongst, friends and family and worshiping and however you worship. And believing whatever you believe in, right? It's sad. I mean, it's sad. No wonder, the homeschooling rates have gone up because, parents are scared that, to unleash their kids into this horrible, into this, very, very unstable society. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I am a Second Amendment, not a fanatic, but I'm a Second Amendment believer. I believe in the right to bear arms. But, I'm not for gun control because that's not going to solve the problem. Look at Chicago. It's supposed to be a gun-free zone. It's safer to go to fucking Beirut right now than it is to visit Chicago. That's just how it is. And it's a gun-free, zone bullshit. Same thing with New York. Supposedly, right? No, that doesn't. People are going to find guns on the black market. It don't matter. If somebody needs a gun, they're going to get a gun. Somebody needs a nuke, they're going to get a nuke. Or a missile, grenade, whatever. Whatever they want to cause mass destruction with. If it's available, they'll find it. So it just baffles me because yeah, I'm all for obviously screening and vetting and make sure that we're not giving guns to crazy fuckers, people that that just don't need weapons, right? But here they are screaming, oh well, we need gun control. Fucking Hollywood, we need gun control. Well, I'll tell you what, all these Hollywood bigwigs, right, talking about we don't need guns, but I'll tell you what, they would probably shit their pants if that ever happened, and their bodyguards lost their weapons. What's the point of having a bodyguard if you can't, protect somebody with a weapon? I mean, if somebody comes at you with a gun, what are you gonna do? Try to hit him with a motherfucking wooden spoon? What the fuck? I mean, what are we gonna just be like the fucking the English bobbies out there and the police force in England and London? I mean, they walk around billy clubs. Don't get me wrong, you hit somebody with a billy club in the head, it's not gonna tickle. But when somebody is running away from, say, an armed robbery, or well, actually, you really can't be an armed robber if you can have guns, right? But you can always find guns. So you're running after a criminal for whatever reason, right? And you have a billy club. You don't have a gun. I mean, the saying is "stop or I'll shoot," right? I mean, what are you supposed to say when you're an English fucking bobby? Stop, or I'll say stop again. I mean, shit. I mean, that's pretty funny, So I mean, no wonder crime is horrible in London, right? And they got their own problems too with terrorism. And I'm not gonna really get into that one, but still, we got problems here. I mean, I just wish each side of the table would just say, you know what? Okay, listen, we're gonna agree to disagree. It's gonna happen. It's human nature. We don't agree on everything. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. I'm an independent. I'm whatever. I don't subscribe to any kind of political affiliations, whatever. But you know what? We got to get together and say, hey, listen, let's do what's best for the country. And obviously, we need to make this country safer. So, today it was just a tragedy. It's waking up and getting the Fox alert on my phone, amongst other places, saying there was just horrible mass shooting, in Texas, which is actually consequently the worst in their state's history. And it's also, if I'm not mistaken, I read it's also the worst place of worship shooting ever too. So I mean, this is it's like it's becoming the norm. It's becoming the norm, but it's actually abnormal because I just don't understand, and maybe we'll never understand what goes through the minds of certain people, right? Because I mean, this guy could automatically have been, just some really crazy fucker, right? And just lost touch with reality for whatever reason. I mean, maybe he had a bad childhood, maybe he went through a divorce. I mean, we don't know, right? It's all speculation, but still. I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there. There really is, and it's kind of scary, and we need a lot more. We need a lot more protection in this country. I mean, we need, obviously this is not an act of international terrorism, so this is not ISIS or, Al Qaeda or anything like that. It's still an act of terrorism. And, we got problems, and I'm hoping we can solve them. I'm very optimistic. I have an optimistic feeling from our president. I think he's doing a great job. People might disagree when they see this, if they see this, and that's cool. And, I'm always welcome to talk, a quote-unquote debate. Not a just a slash me, hack me up session where I'm wrong and you're right and I'm wrong kind of shit. There's no point in talking, but I like a good debate. I like people bringing out their ideas, and I love to hear viewpoints, right? And it's intelligent debate, and I love intelligent debate. I love debating movies and music and books and politics. I know politics and religion is kind of a no-fly zone because, I mean, nobody can ever get along, see eye to eye. Well, sometimes I like to go that far, and I like to take that leap, having faith that I can possibly talk to somebody that's like, hey, listen, I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with anything you say, but you know what? You made some valid points, and let's call it a day. We'll shake hands, have a beer, and just be done with it, right? Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to do that with a lot of people, and it's sad. I mean, it's really sad. And of course, they're politicizing the hell out of this tragedy today. I mean, was it Chelsea Handler got on there 9 15 minutes after, I think it was nationally posted that this happened. She blames Republicans, right? Well, of course, now she's getting some shit over that. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. And Hollywood, all these celebrities are, they're reacting about the gun control and stuff like that. Listen, I don't think Hollywood gives a flat motherfucking fuck what happens to us, because you know what? At the end of the day, they got their millions, they got their mansions, they've got their gated communities, and they got their bodyguards, and they've got their safe havens, and they've got this, and they got that, and private jets, and helicopters and stuff. They live, they live in an altered reality. And listen, a lot of them, they came from nothing. They were aspiring actors and actresses and directors and producers, whatever, and they didn't have a pot to piss in or window to throw it out. And they became, some overnight sensations. Some took them years, but they worked for what they got, and that's awesome. And I applaud them. I totally applaud them. But a lot of them have forgotten where they came from. A lot of them is just like, oh, I'm powerful, almighty, I'm in Hollywood. Well, I mean, for instance, like Harvey Weinstein. This big, and he made a lot of great movies that I loved. All the Tarantino movies and stuff like that. He apparently abused his powers. Like, you know what? I'm Harvey fucking Weinstein. I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna sexually harass women, and I'm gonna get away with it. Probably what he did is he's like, hey, listen, you're not really that big right now, or you're trying to become big again, become relevant, in the culture again. So you tell anybody, and I'm gonna fuck you in the ass hard. I'm gonna fuck your career in the ass hard, and you're done, or you'll never be anything. So I use a good example. Obviously where he forgot he came from, because I'm sure he didn't. I don't know the backstory of his life or anything, but apparently I bet you he didn't come to the million. He didn't come from millions that he has right now. I'm sure he's probably getting ready to lose a lot of it, because he's gonna have a lot of lawsuits. He's gonna be busted broke, just like old Bill Cosby. So fuck Hollywood. They're who cares? If they're sincere about these people saying, I pray for you, or my thoughts are with you and your family, or whatever, and they're sincere about the loss of life and the critically injured and just injured in general. If they're sincere, I applaud them. And I'm not saying all Hollywood's bad, because it's not. There's good ones out there. But as soon as they go against their brethren, they're blacklisted and they're called this and they're called that. It's a sick society. It really is. And I'm a huge film fan, but it's like I'm losing faith in Hollywood, because they're just becoming. They're brainwashing people. Selling them their lives, pretty much, and because especially they've got the youthful people. That's the ultimate platform, being a celebrity, because they have people that believe in them, saying, oh, these people that these celebrities, that can't do wrong. I'm gonna totally believe what they say. They're gonna tell me, they're probably gonna tell me how to vote and what to believe in, blah blah blah. And it's like they especially the younger people, right? Because younger people, they haven't they haven't gone through a lot of life yet. A lot of these people, they're just going to college. They're moving out of mommy and daddy's basement, hopefully, and starting to live life on their own for the first time. But of course, they're gonna take the word of certain actors. I'm not gonna name anybody, but certain actors and actresses and singers and bands, whatever, And it's just like, people, we don't care what your beliefs are. Yeah, you are there. You are paid to entertain us. Unless you are an actual activist, there's certain bands that are actually always been political, and that was their statements. Bands like your Public Enemies and your Rage Against the Machines and stuff like that, and they were out there making statements, right? And then you've got certain actors and actresses that have always they've gotten hands deep in protesting for the beliefs, and I'm all for protesting. Peaceful protesting. That's how we get our voices heard, right? You go out there, you do your picket lines and do your signs and do your chants and stuff like that. That's awesome. Even though I'm not a fan of Democrats, but when they go out there and they have the right to protest peacefully, it doesn't count looting and beating people up and pillaging and all that kind of bullshit, right? No, you go out there and you fight the power, just like Public Enemy always said, fight the power. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You go home. You might have felt like you have accomplished something. Maybe you feel like you haven't. But you know what? You go on out there, and you gave it all. You gave it your all, and you hopefully reach people, right? But a lot of people go that they protest, they don't know what the hell they're protesting. They don't even know what the hell the cause is. They're just like, well, so and so is going to a rally, whatever a rally is, and I'm just going to go show up. And it's like they get indoctrinated with a bunch of bullshit because they don't know what's going on. They don't know who is who and what is what. They just pretty much follow whoever, right? And I'm not saying it's just Democrats. I mean, Republicans, they're bad too. Don't get me wrong. So it's pretty sad that we're having. It's like I don't know what's underlying. I know the media hasn't said it yet, but it's just like it's almost like it's being accepted as a norm. Just stuff like this happening. Like, oh well, it's happening. And I get it. It's a changing time. They're just like we have the internet. I mean, internet is great, but it can be a horrible thing too because a lot of people are probably, found a lot of recipes for disaster and carnage and chaos on the internet. How to, anything from how to make a bomb to target practicing for certain weapons they've never shot before. It's just, internet can be a blessing, but it can also be a damn curse, especially if it gets into the wrong hands and seen through the wrong eyes, right? Because the eyes, is a gateway to the brain, it's a gateway to the soul. Now, if these people don't have a soul, then I guess it's a gateway to emptiness, I guess, to the abyss, so, but it's really sad. My heart goes out to all the victims of today, the ones directly and indirectly, the ones that have actually, because there's infliction of wounds through everybody, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and for anybody that actually gives a damn, they wouldn't politicize this. Wrong is wrong, right? Leave it out of it. I don't want to hear about, gun control and the Republicans and stuff like that. No, this is a time for a nation that should grieve and mourn. And not only for today and yesterday, but for tomorrow. Because it's going to happen again. And we don't know if it's going to get any worse. We don't know if it's going to be the worst shooting in history. Tomorrow, for all we know, somebody can just do a kamikaze mission in O'Hare Airport and just blow up hundreds of people with a bomb. We don't know what's going to happen, right? We just don't know. And it's scary. And that's why I'm for law and order. That's why I am for, to protect and to serve. And yes, there's bad in everybody. There's bad police out there. But a lot of them are good. And a lot of them get paid shitty wages to put their lives on the line for a stranger or strangers. And God bless the good ones. God bless the good people, period. But this is a time that we should be mourning. And my heart and my thoughts and my prayers, go out to the families that are, and the friends that are being affected by this horrible tragedy. And, all I can say is God be with you. And, if you believe in Jesus, if that's your religion, if that's your, thing, then I'll tell you right now, Jesus is the comforter of all comforters, and he will ease your pain. And he will ease your suffering. And if you call upon him, he will guide you through thick and thin. He'll show you light that's you never thought was possible within the darkness that you're living in. And he will bring you happiness when you never thought that could ever exist ever again. And for the non-believers or believers, of other faiths, well, obviously, I would say probably most people that are going to a church, it's a Christian church. Obviously, it's probably going to be, either people that are Christians or ones that are trying to find that faith. So for the ones really that that are of non-faith, I still pray for you. And if you find God, great. If not, then that's in my life, in my world, that's between you and God. Now, if you don't believe that, I will never force it on you. But my thoughts and my prayers will be out there for you, though. Like I said, I've got friends of all faiths and no faiths, and I love them the same. So I get along with motherfuckers. That's just how I am. I like to be a universally liked person, and I like to be universally likable to myself. So there's just so much bullshit going on in the world today that why? Seriously, why waste your life with hate and indifference and just genocidal thoughts, and having racism in your blood. I mean, there's times I'd like, it might just be easier to hate people. But you know what? I could never live with myself that way, because I would wake up every morning knowing that every day I just slowly just deteriorate and just become somebody that I would despise. And possibly some of these people that have committed these heinous crimes in the past started off possibly likable and loved everybody, and then just fuck humanity. If I can't make a difference, or at least that I can see, fuck it, man. If you can't beat them, join them. And and just start getting all these wrong ideas and thoughts in your head, and just eventually, bam, it's over. You've crossed that line of insanity and to the point of no return. So sad. That's all I can say is sad. But like I said, my heart's my family, or my family's thoughts and my family's prayers are out there as well. And it almost makes you want to shed a tear. Actually, I did shed a tear today, because I'm in touch with humanity, and it hurts. I don't know any of these people, but it hurts to know that I know now that there are lots of people out there affected by it. It's just like all the tragedies we had with all the with the really nasty hurricanes we had. Puerto Rico, and of course Texas. But it was, especially in Texas, it was really good seeing people getting out there and just giving a damn. And helping your brother and your sister, your neighbor, whatever. It's called compassion, people. And if you don't have the basic compassion to help somebody that's in need, especially when it's a life or death situation, shame on you, and better yet, fuck you. That simple. Fuck you. If you see somebody that's trapped in a tree and they're about to be drowned by a flood, and you just pass them on a boat or something like that, not even stopping to help them, at least try to help them. Fuck you. You greedy son of a bitch. You're very selfish. Fuck you. And sad. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna try to make this as fun as possible. I wanted to start off with kind of a special tribute to all these people that have been affected by these tragedies here lately. All the shootings, and you look at Senator Rand Paul from Kentucky. He got assaulted at his own home, mowing his yard, and he's got 5 ribs. Now, I don't care who you are; you don't deserve that. I'm an avid anti ex-President Obama person. I couldn't stand them. I'll tell you flat, I couldn't stand the man. I'm not gonna get into it. Couldn't stand him. It's just like a lot of you might not stand Trump. We all have our reasons, right? Or at least we hope we have our reasons. But he was still my president. Didn't agree with anything he did, but maybe a couple things, but not that much. But at the same token, I would never wish somebody to break into wherever he was living and harm him or his family. Never. I don't wish that on anybody. That's bullshit. And all this hate, like people like Kathy Griffin with the severed head of Trump. We get you don't like the guy, but that's just fucking insane. If somebody would do that, if somebody would have done that when Obama was president, they'd be already in jail. They'd be in jail for years, or they'd be killed or beaten up or something like that. But it's like they're using it as the norm, to inflict hate and violence on people. So that's not right. But my point is that nobody deserves anything like that. Nobody deserves to get beaten up. Nobody deserves to, I don't mind a good tongue lashing. Who cares about that? Sticks and stones may break your bones, right? Names will never hurt me. That's the way I look at it. Somebody comes up and says, oh, you're a fucking cunt because you're a Trump supporter. You're a cunt because you're Canadian. You're a cunt because, whatever. That's fine. My message to you is fuck you. Actually, double fuck you. It's sad, but whatever. It's human life. It's just life in general. That's just the way it's gonna be. And you get along with motherfuckers, and you don't get along with motherfuckers. This is how it is. So, but anyway, enough of that. Like I said, I was gonna get a little serious here for a bit, and it looks like it's been about half an hour since I've gotten serious. So we're gonna stop with that, and we're gonna really start just shooting the shit. And I guess my first topic really is, you know what? Let's go to something that everybody likes, movies. Has anybody seen any good movies lately? I haven't. I mean, I've seen a couple about a month ago, but like, I've got this neat little thing. It's called Movie Pass. You know, you pay $10 a month, go see all the movies you want, and it's amazing. And my idea is, hey, you know, I can go see could be a shitty movie. Who cares? I paid $10 for the whole month to see as many movies as I want. Sometimes you're like, yeah, you know, fuck, man, I wish I would have got the two hours back out of my life. Like, for instance, I thought I was gonna really love this movie, and it turned out to be the biggest piece of fucking horse shit I ever saw in my life. It's called The Snowman, and apparently it's, you know, it's a big, like, epic, you know, saga series in books. I think in Norway. You know, it's kind of like their version of Sherlock Holmes, but, you know, a little bit more, you know, violent, gory, stuff like that, because, I mean, there's some, you know, it's about a serial killer, right? Stars Michael Fassbender. I think he's an amazing actor. I love the guy. You know, I loved him in, obviously, Prometheus and Alien Covenant. He was awesome as Macbeth. He was in the, what was that movie called? Shame. He was in a movie called Shame. And that was a badass movie. It's about, you know, a guy, nymphomaniac, and I mean, he would literally just sit at a bar stool, you know, just drinking, and see some girl, whether she's by herself or with her boyfriend or husband. He'll literally just, like, nonchalantly just put his hand down her, you know, up her shirt, or up her skirt or whatever, and, like, just, like, start finger banging her. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, there's probably people out there, of course, you know, you guys ass kicked 2 times in a way, but I mean, you know, if somebody touched my wife, hell yeah, I'm gonna probably break a bar stool over your fucking head, you know, but there's people out there that are like that, you know. But anyway, this movie, the previews looked great. It looked like, you know, very, very atmospheric, you know, serial killer movie, because it takes place in Norway, and it's in the winter, of course, and, you know, the snow, and it gets dark there quick and stuff like that. So I mean, it's got this beautiful, I mean, it's a beautifully shot movie, by all means. It's just boring. I mean, it's honestly, I liked it a lot better when it was called Kiss the Girls. No offense, you know, Mr. Fassbender. And I mean, I had a decent cast. I had J.K. Simmons in there. You know, he was in Whiplash, and he does those Farmers Bureau commercials. You know, Farmers, bum, 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 bum. I mean, he does those commercials. And he's been in a shit ton of movies, right? And he was, you know, he's really good. Actually, he was in Spider-Man. He was in the original ones with the Tobey Maguire movies, right? He was Peter Parker's boss. I forget the guy's name. I wasn't a big Spider-Man fan, but the movies I like, I just don't really remember a lot of the characters, except for, you know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Mary Jane, you know, stuff like that. I know all the big ones, but no, it's a boring ass movie. I mean, the first death scene was really cool. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, give anything away, but it was so predictable, it was boring. And if the books are anything like the movie, the books are gonna suck asshole too. So fuck that. You know, sorry, but I should have known better, because honestly, the character's name, Michael Fassbender, which is, you know, he's the main detective in the movie. The character's name is Detective Harry Hole. Like Harry Asshole, his name is Harry Hole. Wow. What the fuck's up with that? But luckily, I used my Movie Pass card, and I highly recommend it. It's $10 a month. They'll send you a debit card, and you will, what you do is you use the app, download the app on your smartphone, and then you go to the movie theater, choose what time you're going to use, or you're going to go see the movie, and bam, automatically, they'll debit the you know, the ticket cost of the movie to your card. Go pay with that card at the kiosk, and bam, you get yourself a movie. The only restrictions is no 3D movies, no IMAX, and you have to you can't do it in advance, so it has to be purchased the day of the movie, and you have to go see it that day. That's fine. It's one movie per calendar day, so you could feasibly go see 30 movies in one month, or go see one movie 30 times. Like when Star Wars comes out, I plan to go see it at least 10 times. I'm just gonna tear that shit up. You know, but there has been a lot of good movies coming out lately. I mean, I saw It. That was actually the first movie my wife and I got to go see. With the day of the Movie Pass came in the mail. We both got them together, because you have to do it separate. You know, one person has to have cards, so you can't have like a group plan or anything like that. And we went and saw It. And not only was the experience with the movie pass just like the most mind-boggling thing ever, but at the same token, it was just a really, really, really suspenseful movie. I mean, it's not like, to me, it's not like Jaws terrifying or something like that. And I was a big fan of the original miniseries back in I think '90 or '91, whenever it came out. And Tim Curry is always going to be Pennywise to me, but this guy Bill Skarsgård, he did a phenomenal job as Pennywise. The effects were awesome. The cast was just casted to perfection, and that was a good movie. Alien Covenant, not Alien Covenant, Blade Runner 2049. I absolutely love that movie. It's my favorite movie of the year. I mean, people are like, oh, it's too long, it's boring, and blah blah blah. Well, they're expecting like all this action and shit. Well, if they know anything with the original one was all dialogue, all visual, all atmosphere, right? A little bit of action, not that much. It's definitely not like Terminator 2 action, for sci-fi or aliens or anything like that. It was just so moody. The atmospheric visuals were just I mean, just beautiful. I mean, especially when you're stoned, right? Anything that's got great colors and visuals are great when you're stoned. And I highly recommend you watch when you're stoned. But I mean, still, I'm gonna watch when I'm sober too, and it's still gonna be a great movie. But I mean, it's a long movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's very involving, right? And I thought it was just, it was perfect. It was just perfection all the way through. Every way through, it was just perfection. Ryan Gosling, obviously. I'm not a big Jared Leto fan, but he was actually good in there. The wrestler Dave Bautista was in there. I mean, you had obviously Harrison Ford. It was just a really good movie, right? But there's a lot of shit out there, like Geostorm, garbage. Suburbicon, garbage. I'm trying to think what else we got here. You've got Bad Moms too. I heard it was decent, but hopefully it'll be good. I watched that movie Only the Brave, phenomenal movie about the fire jumpers that stopped the forest fires. Great movie. I mean, it's just very thrilling. I mean, obviously you know the stories. It's just like that movie Backdraft, right? It's just Backdraft on steroids in the wilderness. It's just a great movie. You've got that movie Thank You for Serving, which I definitely want to see. I'm a big military fan. Support of the military, but I've just always been a military, buff when it comes to movies, and of course the history. I mean, I was always a big, history fan of obviously World Wars and Vietnam, Korea, Cold War, stuff like that. And that's right, motherfuckers. I smoke, so I will smoke. And if you're offended by that, you can fucking just, if you haven't already stopped watching, hang it up. So but yeah. So again, like I said, I was always into like war, history, stuff like that. So again, Thank You for Your Service should be a good movie. Of course, obviously, Thor's out. I'll be going to see that. Like I said, Tuesday. A couple other movies that kind of caught my eye but I haven't watched yet. That Happy Death Day. Apparently, it's supposed to be like this, like Groundhog Day meets Scream kind of scenario. I'm a little iffy on PG-13 horror movies just because I like violence and gore, and that's what I go see when I want to see a horror movie. For the most part. I mean, there's still a few ghost stories here and there that are kind of creepy here and there, but I really want to see that. For some odd reason, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Not because of the subject matter of the film, just for the fact of who the actor is. Kevin Sorbo, a.k.a. Hercules, Call the Conqueror, just shit movies, shit shows like that. He's got a faith-based movie coming out, or it's already out. It's called Let There Be Light. I hear it's really good. And, I mean, again, I don't watch a lot of, sappy, per se, like movies that's supposed to bring tears to your eyes or whatever, and call it male pride or whatever, but it is a faith-based movie, but, somebody that, finds God, and I do like movies like that, so, yeah, actually, I'll probably watch that. Yeah, I said that The Snowman was the worst movie I've seen in a while. I just thought of something else that I thought was a billion times worse. It was called Friend Request. It was about this girl, apparently, she stalks this girl. This chick's like really, really, really weird. And she takes video of everything and she dies. And she, She gets, when she kills herself, obviously from depression, whatever. She like gets into people's computers and kills them, cyberly and stuff like that. No. The only reason we wouldn't sell, two reasons. One is because MoviePass paid for it, but two, and don't forget MoviePass. MoviePass is where you want to be. MoviePass. But two, it was rated R. They said it's strong violence, blah blah blah. And that's a movie I really wish I could have got my 92 minutes back, because it was 92 minutes too long. I mean, normally 90 minutes or so is not really that long. I guess maybe for horror movies it is, but 92 fucking minutes that I wish I could have got back. I would have, honestly, I'd rather sit through an insurance seminar for like a month and just listen to these people pitch, pros and cons and features and blah blah blah, what covers this and what covers that. I'd probably would rather actually sit through that shit than to have ever watched that or ever watch it again, because I'll never watch it. I won't even watch it when it comes on fucking TBS to fall asleep on a Sunday afternoon. No, I'd rather watch golf. I mean, we all know how fucking joyful golf is. It's ironic. I love the Tiger Woods video games, but I just can't stand golf. I mean, I have nothing personally against people that like golf or that golf, as a profession or just for fun. Maybe it just sucks because, to me, it's just because, number one, I'm not good at it, and two, I just never saw the point of putting a golf ball into a hole. I just never saw. I mean, apparently there's art forms to it, backspin and blah 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 blah, and whatever. It's just, I don't know. I'd rather go play croquet in the backyard, or maybe even play Marco Polo in a swimming pool, than play golf. I mean, I like the putt-putt. That's fun. I mean, putt-putting's cool. I mean, I guess if I had to golf, I mean, I don't mind getting out there. Obviously I take a golf cart because I'm lazy, and it gives me an excuse to, cart around a damn cooler full of beer. And that, to me, is probably the only reason why I actually still consider getting on a golf course, is so I can walk around or drive around just hammered out of my gorge. And, obviously another good thing about, playing on a golf course, especially when there's not a lot of people there, is you can spark up a spliff and just get stoned. And I mean stoned out of your ass. Maybe if you do that, mix that with the booze, I mean, become a better golfer, who knows? Right? And some people just take that shit way too seriously, but that's really it about movies, really, for right now. I'll post, obviously, my next cast, I'll be getting, it's going to be more, excuse me, it'll be more entertainment based. I mean, I'll still keep you up, obviously, with my views on what's going on with the major stories on the news. I'm not going to retract stuff every episode and just regurgitate the same shit over and over and over and over again. I said it once, and I'll say it again. If it becomes extremely relevant for I have to mention it again because something else happened, you got to tie it back in, something like that, yeah, I'll loosely talk. But besides that, nah, it's just a waste of my fucking time. Just to keep on regurgitating shit. I mean, as stupid as some people are, I mean, I'm sure they're not that stupid where they have to hear something every damn time to keep on remembering it. I mean, unless you're just that much of a pothead. Nothing against potheads, because I'm one myself. Music-wise, and this really just gets my goat, because I mean, I'm turning 40, and I believe that my age, a little bit older, maybe a couple years younger wise, we grew up, and I'm not saying younger people are not all cool, not all hip to, like, what we listen to or whatever, but it's like I feel very privileged that I grew up in an era with great music. I mean, I was just thankful I had parents that, that were hippies, right? I mean, we're not hippies, but they dressed, they all had the bell bottoms, longer hair. Mom had the longer hair, and of course, Dad, he had the longer hair too. Of course, that was style back then, right? But I was just, my brother and I are just blessed that, we were raised on. That was a template for us, was their music, and their music when they listened to Zeppelin and the Doors and Creedence and Pink Floyd, all that good stuff. But at the same time, they'd also listen to stuff like Johnny Cash or Elvis, the blues, maybe some like Stevie Wonder, stuff like that. It was just, parents had a very eclectic taste, and I was just so blessed that they, passed that on to me because, I started getting into music obviously in the mid 80s. And I went through the trends, of course. Listened to your Whams and your George Michaels and, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I still like some of their stuff. And then, of course, the, late 80s, early 90s kicked in, and I started getting into bands like, Motley Crue, Metallica was getting in there, and, Guns N' Roses, of course, your hair metals, your Poisons, and your Rats, and your Warren. So, of course, listen to all that shit, too, of course. But, I still listen to obvious stuff like, Prince and George Michael. I still listen to some a little bit of that, too. But, of course, I was into Def Leppard, stuff like that. Then, when I hit my, mid to late teens, that's when, the grunge era was going. God bless the grunge era. Because, we had, Alice in Chains, which is like one of my all-time favorite bands. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Mudhoney, Sonic Youth, and, then you had some of your kind of your late bloomers, as I like to call them, like your STPs, Stone Temple Pilots, Candlebox, Bush, bands like that. It was just a great time. And then the new, then for metal we had bands like Pantera, getting big, White Zombie, and of course that was kind of like the tail end of Megadeth and Metallica's heyday. But still, they were still around, but they weren't doing as much as bands like Pantera, because that's why Pantera got so big, because metal was just kind of dying. It's like they needed a new version, new vision. So then you had the new metal coming out, and that's like Korn came out. When they first came out, they just blew my ass away. I mean, I fucking saw them with Marilyn Manson before he got big, and Danzig was the big headliner. I was a big Danzig fan at the time too. And just like Korn for like 4 years straight just fucking ruled my world. I just loved them. I mean, yeah, I listened to a lot of heavier stuff as well too, but Korn was just kind of like that. You're right in your face. Just kick your ass, right? But the problem is, the trade got trendy, and I got all these other bands coming, like Limp Bizkit. They were good when they started off, and then you had your rap metal and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I was a Limp Bizkit fan, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. And it's just like there for the longest time. Like I've always had an open mind for music, but it's just like the older I got, the more open-mindedness I accepted, like I would be. Because when I was a kid growing up, I didn't like stuff like the Stones, Rolling Stones. I just never really got them right. And I must turn about 26, maybe 27. I was stoned at a party, and I heard Honky Tonk Woman, and I was just like, I don't know if it was the weed, or if it was just like my time to finally start appreciating stuff that maybe like I didn't have the taste for, because I just couldn't get it. But it's like ever since then I was just like hooked on the Stones. Like they're like one of my favorite bands, And I mean, I'm not like one of those guys that are going to pay $1,000 to see them or anything like that. But it clicked with me. Like certain bands click with me automatically. Like Led Zeppelin, or some of my other favorite bands is like Depeche Mode. I know it sounds kind of funny. I hear I'm a metalhead, and I like Depeche Mode, one of my all-time favorite bands, just because they just open my mind to so much stuff. Different tastes, because honestly, without Depeche Mode and The Cure, bands like that, you wouldn't have your Nine Inch Nails, you wouldn't have your Marilyn Mansons, and the truth being said, without David Bowie, all these bands as well wouldn't be here either, So, but I was just blessed to grow up in that era with great stuff. Now today, like what the fuck is music today? When I get my copy of Entertainment Weekly, in the mail, and I read the music reviews, right? And like 99% of the bands I've never heard of. I don't know if I'm missing anything, and I don't really care. It's like something catches my ear, yeah, I'll track it down, see if it's any good. Get on the old iPhone, just research it on iTunes, listen to it or something like that. But it's horrible. It's like all this emo shit, this emotional fucking whatever. It's just garbage. It's like really whiny, pathetic shit. I used to be a big rapper. Well, actually, I was a big hip hop fan. Grow up. Obviously, my heyday was Dr. Dre, Snoop, Tupac, Dog Pound, Warren G, Coolio, stuff like that. Of course we still had the hardcore stuff. You still had your Ice Cubes and your Public Enemies and stuff like that. But it's like, it's one of two things for me with rap these days. Either I've never heard of them and I don't care to, or two, they're an older artist that actually just sucks now. And honestly, I think Snoop Dogg hasn't put out a good album forever. Dre refuses to put out an album. I know he did that Straight Outta Compton stuff for the soundtrack, but it's not the Detox album he's been promising us for 17 years now. I don't like Lil Jon. Lil Wayne was okay when he first came out, his first couple albums. Jay-Z, I think, sucks now. Yeah, I've always hated Kanye West. I can't stand Kanye West. He's just like that. It's like that piece of corn, You get stuck in your teeth and keep sucking and sucking, you can't fucking get rid of it. That's him, because we can't get rid of him. I thought for sure when he did that shit with Taylor Swift a couple years ago at the awards where he busted in on her speech, that'd be it for him, but that was just free publicity. I mean, for a motherfucker that comes up and says, hey, I'm gonna be more relevant than John fucking Lennon from the Beatles in 20 years. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, we'll remember you, maybe, in the back of our mind, but the memories we'll have will be garbage, just like your music is. So, I mean, maybe find a different act for something. Why don't you maybe find, be a porn star, or be a damn smut peddler. I don't give a shit. Be a truck driver. I don't care. Fuck lot lizards. Those fucking traveling truck stop whores. Be with those people, man. But get out of the music industry, motherfucker. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I just remembered something. I've got the munchies right now, so I do highly recommend these things right here, these Junior Mints. When you get the munchies, and maybe a nice tall glass of milk, but unfortunately I forgot to go to the store, as a dumb fuck as I am, and get some proper beverages to cure the old cotton mouth. If you know what I mean. Maybe you don't, but certain people really will. Another thing I just remembered is I let a good fart go about 5 minutes ago. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. There's nasty, and then there's what I just did. Well, actually that's a lie. What I just did, then times that by about another, maybe 10 or 20 times, and that's what it is. I swear to God, it was a fart that would literally cure cancer. It is a fart that would eat the stitches out of Levi's. It is the kind of fart that the damn fucking, they consider your pants a level 10 biohazard. That's how bad that fart was. And you know who that was from? Taco John's. Elizabethton. Best fucking taco shit you can get, man. I mean, I like Taco Bell and all. Taco John's, because those potato lays with that damn seasoning on there. Man, I'll tell you what, not as only good, but it will give you the shits. I mean, especially if you eat their guacamole. Oh my god, it's good. But man, I'll tell you what, man, you'd be making your own guacamole in about a fucking hour, man. You'd be a damn butt trumping in that fucking toilet, man. I'm telling you, man. Hershey Highway all night long. It'll kill your stomach too, but it's worth it because it's so damn good. Guys, like I said, I'm not transitional, so I'll just talk about random shit in the middle, whatever. So I hope you guys dig it, because that's the kind of personality I have. But anyway, music. Like right now, as we speak, I'm actually listening to Godsmack. Their live shit, amazing. Can't be touched. I mean, Godsmack is just one of those bands from the late '90s that wasn't heavy metal, but they weren't like rock. They were just kind of like hard rock, right? I mean, they made it big, and it's funny because like a lot of bands, their singles are good, but they're not nearly as good as what's on the album that nobody ever talks about. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that elephant that's in the corner of the room and nobody ever wants to mention that, but it's still there no matter fucking what. Yeah, that's what kind of like songs are on these albums that nobody ever talks about. Like, because you talk about Metallica, if it's not Enter Sandman, most people, I fucking never heard of Whiplash. I've never heard of Am I Evil. I'm like, just a bandwagon motherfucker, pretty much. You know, go back and listen to your fucking Eve 6 and your fucking Blink 182 shit. You know, no offense, but I mean, seriously, you get these people that, you know, think they're heavy, like, oh man, I love fucking heavy metal. I'm like, what do you listen to? Slayer? You listen to like Cannibal Corpse? Something? Oh man, I think Creed's pretty heavy. I'm gonna be thinking to myself, there is absolutely no hope The word creed and the word heavy metal, the words heavy metal do not go hand in hand. I'm sorry. I mean, no. I mean, that's like having the term eating pussy and Ellen DeGeneres in one category, because I would never eat her pussy, because I'd rather stick my own fucking dick in my ass. And you look at that. But off topic. Seriously, Creed is not heavy metal. I mean, it's not even rock. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, there's a few songs like from back then, I'm gonna lie. But like, just, Scott Stapp and heavy metal, no. No, it's just not gonna work, So when you come up with I'll take Limp Bizkit. You give me that at least. Don't give me Creed. But like, you get a lot of these, like the true metalheads, like bands like what I'm wearing right here, Machine Head, The Blackening. That's metal. It's not because I like it, or not only because I like it, because it actually really is metal. I mean, it's just hyper composed metal. So I mean, this generation's music, I just don't understand. To be honest with you, And actually, I really don't understand this generation at all. Not that I don't hate them. I know they're millennials, and I'm not gonna get into the whole snowflake thing. Let's call millennials. I'm Generation X. They pretty much said that my generation wasn't gonna mount the ship. Well, we went through the game. We went through the damn gaming. The gaming generation. That's what kicked it off, right? And now we have all these youngsters that honestly, just a lot of them still know shit from shit. They don't know their head from their asshole. A lot of them are still living in mommy and daddy's basement. They're gonna whine and they're gonna complain that nothing's given to them, and they feel privileged. Whatever. But anyway, I just don't understand. That's why. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel comfortable around anybody. I can feel comfortable around anybody. Obviously, I feel comfortable more with people, around more people that are on my level, as far as what we do, what we think, stuff like that. And I work with a lot of younger people, and a lot of them are really cool. Don't get me wrong. And I know a lot of young people. It's just sometimes this is like when I hang out with like a younger crowd. Sometimes I feel like I'm out of place. Like it's like do I belong here? Not that I'm not friendly or they're not friendly. It's just we don't have like a common ground that we can really talk on a lot of things. Because I mean, different generations. I mean, it's nobody's fault. It's just you're raised in a different generation. But I just personally think the music has gone to shit. Sorry for anybody out there. Even like I said, the bands that have been around for years, a lot of them are garbage. Like Metallica. I mean, I put out a decent album last year with a Hardwired album, but I mean, it was no Injustice for All or Master Puppets or Kill 'Em All or Ride Lightning. It's a subpar Black Album, if you'd like to put it that way. So, that's why, it was back in the day. It's like you would buy an album, 12 songs, at least 8 of them were good or great. Maybe you had a couple fillers and 1 or 2 songs you don't like. Because there's not really a lot of bands out there, even a lot of albums from some of my favorite bands. To me, it's almost impossible to have what they call a perfect album. Almost every album from any band, even my favorites, have had at least one song that I just never really cared for. Right? And it's just what's going to happen. But it's just like, that's why we have a problem now with downloading, I think. That's part of it. There's just not quality music out there. How would you feel to spend $13 on an album that maybe 2 songs sound great and like the next 10 or 11 are garbage? You just spend $13, $15 on an album that's just pure rubbish. Just saying, right? I'm just shooting the shit. I'm just really just shooting the shit at you, because that's why you have a downloading problem. Now, don't get me wrong, if an album's great, I'm going to buy it. Whether it's a physical copy of a CD or download from iTunes. And that's another thing. I mean, CDs are not relevant anymore, and that's sad, because I miss, going to midnight sales or getting up early and going to like the disc store. They open at 9 or 10 or whatever, maybe on that Tuesday, because that's when Tuesdays when you get the new releases, and you get that fresh, crisp new album. You open it up and you smell that artwork, right? It just has that new car smell to it, right? And just imagine, you pop it on like Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies when it first came out. Just like just smoke a doobie and just get right in a rip and listen to it and just be like just cream yourself all over yourself, just cream in your pants, right? And it's just like, oh, who cares? I create myself just because it's an amazing album. Who cares? No, that's not girly. No, it's not, man. It's not. It's just fucking. It's just that emotion that the music juices you, right? It ripens you for the picking, and it's just, oh man. But it's like, it's not relevant anymore, because now, and I bought into it too. Why should I waste my gas or wait in line anymore when everything is just a click out of a button on my phone or on my computer, and bam, I've got it on my iPod. I've got it on my iPhone. I downloaded it in like 20 seconds, paid $10 for it. I didn't have to go anywhere or do anything. Bam, I can do it from bed. It's just the crazy, technology is just so crazy. The age we're living in right now is just crazy. It's crazy, but it's also crazy scary, because it's like these things that, we grew up with, watching like the Into the Future space movies and shit, right? Something's just starting to happen. We're starting to get vehicles that drive themselves, and, we're getting, just crazy stuff like that. We can like talk to 10 different people on this little iPhone that I've got. I have different people, in different parts of my screen. Just had this big conference call, right? It's amazing. Because, most of my family still lives in Canada. Like, my brother still lives in Canada. So when we do this podcast, this vodcast thing, we're going to be doing it, on a conference call thing. So we'll have a split screen. And it's just amazing how he can be like, 1,800 miles away or whatever. And here I am. And bam, it's just like we're right beside each other. I wish we were, because, I miss hanging out with my brother. But, technology, stuff like that, I'm so blessed to have it. I never ever thought that I would buy into this kind of technology, right? But you gotta change. Unfortunately, you've got to change with the times, and if you don't change with the times, you get left behind with the times, without the times. And as scary and as sad as that may sound, that's the truth, So, yeah, technology is just blowing me away. And yes, I'm smoking, and I love the fucking smoke. Okay, that's another thing. I know it's bad for you, and there's times that I really do care, but ultimately I probably don't, because here I am still fucking smoking, right? I love to fucking smoke. I smoke Marlboro fucking Special 100s. These are wonderful. I recommend them to people that want to smoke or are still smoking. You can get coupons online, $1 off coupon, $3 off carton. Hey man, $1's a buck, because usually when I buy a pack of smokes, I usually get a coffee. Now coffee's about $1.30. So, I use $1 off coupon for the cigarettes. I'm paying 30 cents for my coffee. That's how you save money, motherfuckers. That's how you save money. I'm not being stingy. I'm being smart. I am being smart, and I'm being conservative about it. I don't have a pot to piss in or to fucking window to throw it out, to be honest with you. I don't. I'm so poor I can't even do this on a fucking computer. I'm a bum. Okay? I got a piece of shit 2008 Sony Vaio, which is an okay computer. It's all beat to hell. But you know what? I got an iPhone. I pay monthly on it. I couldn't afford to pay $1,000 for the phone strap. Then again, who could, right? I work just a regular Joe job at the retail store. So I wish I could do it on a Mac or something like that, but nope. I'm doing it on a little cheap tripod, which I think is actually working pretty good. So it's enabling me to have some fun with you guys tonight. So, but I just wish. It's like I don't want people to grow up too fast, and I don't, right? I try not to grow up too fast. And by the way, this smoke tastes really good, especially after smoking a doobie. But there's a difference between being a product of your environment or your age, which we all are, and actually having some balls and actually doing some of your own thinking, instead of letting people and things indoctrinate these ideas in your head, making up your mind for you. If you want to go a certain way, that's fine. Just make sure you actually know that's right for you. Don't let somebody else push you the wrong way when you were destined to go another way. Destiny's going to choose our fate no matter what. But don't let somebody choose it for you. Choose it for yourself. So, I just wish I had a better choice in music. I'm not dogging them. I'm not saying, whatever. I'm just saying, maybe what I think is cool sucks to them. But it really doesn't matter, because my music's better. I will take my music, and a lot of people my age will say the same thing. It's pretty sad when you talk to somebody like, oh man, I love, that song from The Doors, or I love, you know, that song from like Black Sabbath or Zeppelin or, you know, Pink Floyd or something like that, right? And their response is, oh, yeah, yeah, I think I've heard of those people before. You know, isn't Pink Floyd, aren't they the ones that sing that song, We Don't Need No Education? And it's just like somebody saying, you know, oh, you know, Metallica, they sing that Enter Sandman song, right? It's like they don't know the other body of catalog that's just so much better. So, guys, A, pick your music better. And B, pick your drugs better. What the fuck is up with you people? You know, smoking meth, doing bath salt, injecting bath salts, man. There's absolutely nothing wrong with smoking weed, okay? I don't care what the government says. The government can fuck off for all I care. There's lots of people that legitimately need it for pain, you know, for diseases, for appetite, you know, stimulation, you know, what, glaucoma, whatever it may be, right? I got friends and family that could really use it, you know? What's wrong with smoking a joint or a bong, or, you know, if you want to get into the whole hipster thing, the vaping thing, whatever it may be. What's wrong with smoking? You know, I'm even up for dropping a little bit of acid or maybe even taking some shrooms. But I know heroin's not your, you know, the newer generations, like, that wasn't popularized by them by any means. I mean, heroin has been around since the 40s, or even earlier than that. But still, meth, bath salts. People, just smoke a joint, go to fucking bed. Smoke a joint and get a piece of ass. Smoke a joint, listen to some music, or drive around, or watch a movie, or just sit around like what I'm doing, just chilling and doing a vodcast with you guys, and smoking some cigarettes, listening to some tunes, eating some munchies. I mean, what is wrong with that? I'm not bothering nobody. So, I mean, come on, people. Come on. You know. Maybe there's hope. I don't know. You know, but I mean, it's all good. Like I said, I've got friends, I've got family that are of all generations. My generation, the millennial generation, the old generation, whatever it may be, right? I get along with motherfuckers. I don't care. You know, I'm just here to have a good time. I'm here to have a good time. I'll listen to your music, I'll listen to your stories, I'll watch your movies, and I just hope it reciprocates and you show me that, you know, kind of courtesy, right? And I put some music on or watch a movie or talk about something like that, you know, we can just have that common ground. You know, maybe you might find it interesting, maybe, hopefully you do, maybe you won't, and vice versa. If not, it doesn't matter. It was time well, you know, it was definitely time well spent because, you know, we hung out, you know, had a good time, whatever. And that's all it's about, man. That's all I'm about. It's having some fun, man. I mean, life's just seriously. I mean, life's just too fucking short to take it too seriously. I mean, I understand you gotta take certain things seriously, but I'm not one of these people that's gonna wake up every morning and I gotta check Fox News every morning to see, you know, every move my president's doing or something like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I subscribe to Fox on Facebook, but you know, I just do that just so I just catch the big stuff, you know, like this, the big stuff that'll be happening, not only to the president, but just events in, like, for instance, like this, you know, this horrible shooting today or yesterday at the church in outside San Antonio. I mean, obviously everybody's gonna somewhat cover. I just trust Fox News a lot more than other places. Some people might not, and that's cool. But you know, I don't want to live my life feeling like that I've got to look over my shoulder or I've got to be obsessed about something just because, you know, whatever. I mean, I understand we got problems in this world. We got problems with North Korea. We got problems with terrorists, you know, with ISIS, Al-Qaeda. We got problems with trade deficits. I mean, the list goes on. We got immigration problems, you name it, right? And I just don't want to, like, live in a paranoia state like I've got to, you know, like I'm obsessed about this stuff, right? And I kind of got that way during the election just because it was a big thing for me. You know, I don't normally get political, stuff like that, but I ended up campaigning, like I said, for President Trump just because I believed in his message and I believe in him. Now, people might say, oh, well, I guess you believe in racism and blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go there tonight. I'm probably never going to go there on here, but still, you know, ignorance is bliss, and if they think I'm ignorant, well, then again, I think they're ignorant, so that just kind of cancels themselves out, I guess, and we just part ways, you know, we just don't even talk about it, right? Because I don't talk a lot about politics at work, or unless it's somebody I know I can actually either have a good conversation with, or B, be on the same wavelength as me, right? Then we can sit there and we can talk, but I don't sit there and bash people because they don't support who or what I support. No, freedom of choice. I mean, we have that freedom, and I'm blessed that we live in a country that we can actually exercise these rights, but we should exercise them smartly. We should exercise them, not discreetly, but we need to exercise them the right way, and the right way is not through violence, or through hate or whatever. And it's funny. People are gonna tell me, oh, I'm a very tolerant person and blah 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 blah. But when they find out, I'm a conservative and I believe in our President Trump, and I support, our president. Oh, you're a fucking asshole, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm like, yeah, you're very fucking tolerant, aren't you? Hippo motherfucking crip. So, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things that we unfortunately have, but that's life. And, I mean, it is what it is, right? So, hey, I'm an optimist, so I mean, I believe there's hope. There's glimpses of hope here and there, right? So, I mean, but anyway, like I said early on, this was kind of a different thing, because I normally would never open up a broadcast with this kind of stuff, with politics. I don't even think I really got even all that deep, but I mean, today was kind of a sad day, and like I said, normally I wouldn't start off this way, and just possibly like a video cast won't last this long. Typically it probably won't. I'm gonna say anywhere from about 25 to 40 minutes usually what my podcast might be, but it's gonna be a lot more fun. I think I had a little bit of fun tonight. Like I said, it's my first time doing this kind of stuff, and I don't know, I figured, hey, this is kind of therapeutic. You get some venting out, and get some chuckles and stuff like that. I just I don't know. Like I said, life's just too short to be serious or overly serious. I just want to have some fun, and I think this is a good way to have fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing this, and I think I'm gonna have even a lot more fun when my brother and I do this together, because I'll actually be talking to somebody instead of talking to myself, being like a complete asshole. But I'm gonna hopefully do this every couple nights or something like that. I want to get good at this. I want to get popular with this. This would be awesome. I mean, I don't necessarily want to get paid or anything like that, but I mean, that'd be cool. But I want to. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's a good way to kind of like just clear my conscience, if you will. Because I mean, I do that when I pray, but this is like me against not me against the world. It's me and the world kind of thing. So it's me and you kind of thing, right? And this is kind of like an intimate setting, but it's gonna go worldwide. Obviously with with the internet and stuff like that. With YouTube and everything. So, but again, usually I'm gonna talk. Like I said, breakdown, a little bit of politics. Bare minimum, a few viewpoints, opinions. I'm not going to be like one of these guys that's going to be in detail with fact checking and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not going to spread lies, but I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people that does research. I mean, I'm not a professor. I'm not an analyst or anything like that. So, but of course, again, like I said, I'm going to talk about just shooting the shit with you guys, right? Movies, music, books, just random shit. Like for instance, today I was constipated, right? And I mean, I thought the guacamole I ate was gonna be, was gonna help, come up. Man, have you ever sat on a toilet and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and finally, it's like a baby, it's like a baby kangaroo being born out of its mother's pouch. I mean, it's like this big thing coming out of a small hole. Well, that's what it feels like when a turd's coming out of your asshole. I mean, it feels like you are giving birth. But what really sucks is, you feel like, when it's finally done, and you feel like you just had complete fucking damage on your asshole. and you turn around and it's like this little fucking nugget, like about that big, maybe about the size, of a fucking dime, right? You, and you feel that less of a man because it's something you want to brag about, right? Oh man, I just gave I just let like the fucking like 8-foot shit. It was coming out of my damn toilet bowl. It was poking me in the asshole when I was sitting down, kind of thing. I mean, you know, but no, it's just a little nugget, a little nug. And what's even to top that off, after it kills your manhood and your pride, you've got to use a whole roll of toilet paper to wipe because it just keeps coming out. I mean, it's weird. It smears on hot toilet paper, and God forbid you use one ply. If you use one ply, number one, you're a fucking cheap bastard. If you can't afford 2 or 3 ply, I understand, but if you're just trying to save a buck, don't be a prick, man. Do yourself and your friends and your family the courtesy of buy good toilet paper, because number one, you're going to use more if you don't, and two, you're going to get a rash. You're going to get fucking diaper rashes, is what they call it. You're going to start putting fucking powder on your hole and powder close to your cock, because that damn rash is going to probably spread down. It's going to hurt. And man, oh man, no, get good toilet paper. Even though you might have to wipe a few times, at least it's thicker, it doesn't get on your hands. And that's one of the only times that a man should probably actually have to wash. Constantly is when you shit on your hands. Not everybody washes their hands after they use the bathroom. I understand there's a germ thing going. I have a tendency to try to, because I'm grabbing my balls, or I'm holding my cock while I piss. That's germs, right? Or you got your hand on your asshole and you're wiping, especially when you shit on them by accident, or your hand goes through the damn toilet paper and you smear shit on your hands. I mean, if people can't deal with the fact that not everybody, including myself, doesn't always wash after you go to the bathroom, deal with it. Can you deal with it? Are you man enough to deal with it? Are you woman enough to deal with it? Like I said, the only time I 100% will wash after I use the bathroom is when I shit on my hands, which honestly, tops 3 times a week. I mean, it might be, it probably gets a little bit more frequent, when I go on a Chinese food buffet binge, or obviously during the holidays you're eating that good, the turnip greens and the damn turkey and gravy and the mashed potatoes, man. I give you the shits too. It's good for you though, right? Cleans out your system, get us all that toxic shit out of all that bile out of your asshole and out of your colon, and it's funny because speaking of the colon, I had this one person not that long ago. We're talking about meat, and this person's like, oh, I'm a vegan. How dare you talk about meat? Meat, blah 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 blah. Meat is murder. And I'm like, well, maybe. That tastes pretty fucking good, doesn't it? Well, how dare you say that? How dare you say that? I'm like, well, you're a motherfucking murderer and chopping down them damn shucks of damn corn. That's a living organism too. I'm sure it bleeds somehow too. Don't even have bullshit. And they're like, well, I can't believe you eat meat. I can't believe you eat meat. It doesn't digest. Red meat doesn't digest. That's good. I don't care. I paid for it. I want it in my ass. Okay? I don't care. I'll suck down a hot steaming cheeseburger, man. I love it. Bacon, cheese, all the stuff that these fuckers can't eat. Won't eat. Now, that's a choice. Now, if you're a vegan because, your doctor says, maybe you should do this, I mean, no, actually, you know what? The vegetarians, I can handle vegetarian more than I can a vegan, because at least vegetarians, some will eat seafood, and they don't oppose the dairy products, right? Because, I mean, most vegetarians, they love dairy. I mean, I couldn't give up dairy. Cheese and milk, yogurt, ice cream, no way in hell, no fucking way in hell. Then you have the vegans. They're I guess they would be your, I'm not docking. I mean, I'm not, like, dissing their lifestyle. But they like to diss mine, so I guess maybe I am dissing them. They're kind of like the far left of the vegetarian world, right? Because these fuckers won't even use like any kind of animal products, shampoo or shoes, leather, anything like that. And they're like, oh, we love the animals. And I'm like, well, I mean, I love animals too, but I mean, shit. Some of them, not all of them. Some are put on this earth to eat, and use their fur for clothing. How the fuck do you think these damn cave people lived? These tribes back in the day, man, they didn't have electricity back then. They didn't have down Walmart to go and buy themselves a jacket. They had to do what they had to do. So we're gonna scorn these people now? because they started it? I don't fucking think so. Like I said, I'm not dogging your lifestyle, but don't dog mine. There's nothing you could ever say that will change my fucking mind about eating meat, wearing leather, using shampoo, because with whatever, I don't give a fuck as long as it keeps my hair clean and smells good. I don't care if it's damn whale. I don't care if it's seal blood. I'll fucking wear it. I don't care. And if that offends people, whatever. Like I said, I'm just shooting the shit. This is like between us. I don't. I'm not a very politically correct person. I'm not gonna go out there and label people and use racial slurs. That's not being politically correct. That's just being a fucking asshole. But there's ways to be politically correct and not be discriminating anybody. But of course, chances are somebody will come up with some reason that you discriminated them, right? You looked down the wrong way. You said the wrong word. And I'm not saying using stuff like the N word or anything like that. Like for instance, you call somebody like, hey, a group of girls, hey, what's going on, girl? What's going on, guys? Oh, you called me a guy. That's offensive. I'm a female. Just people like that. I just being a fucking prick. We're just getting so offended, so protective now, right? It's just all about being entitled. Whatever the fuck that means, but it's like you can't have fun anymore. Like stuff that you can get away with 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, no. Like a movie like Blazing Saddles, you think if that came out today, how well do you think that would go over with the critics and all the moviegoers? Oh, that's the most racist movie ever made, blah, 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 blah. It offended me and blah, 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 blah. What's funny? That movie was partially written by Richard Pryor, an African-American actor, okay? I'm sure, yeah, he took certain civil liberties to heart because he was an African-American, obviously trying to make it in, a more white-dominated society at the time. But you know what? He didn't blame anybody. He wanted to have some fun, so he poked fun at himself and the situation that was at hand during during the Western era. And to top it off, the blacks actually in that movie were not even slaves anymore. So, but then again, no, it'd be promoting slavery, right? It's like you can't be funny anymore. And it's just like you gotta watch what you say, watch what you do, watch what you look, watch what you see. You need it, right? It's offensive. So I just think that it breaks my heart, man. It really breaks my heart, and people can't see this, especially in my age group. I don't know. Everybody now is crying this, crying that. Why didn't we cry 20 years ago? Why? It wasn't relevant back then. It should be. Racism is racism, whether it's from the 20s or till now, or even the 1800s, whatever. Racism is racism, whatever kind of form it is. But now, all of a sudden, no, it's not good. Like certain things are not good. When it's just them just wanting to be heard. That is it. They didn't suck enough on their mama's titties when they were, maybe they sucked enough of it. I don't know. Too much. But still, I love people. I love being around people. It's, but when it's hard to reason with somebody over just basic common sense shit, I just, if I can't have a good conversation, I'd just rather just turn my back and walk away and not make a scene or be part of a scene, because nobody likes to make a scene. I hate making scenes. It's stupid, but it is what it is, I guess. And yes, guess what? You guessed it right. I'm smoking again. Probably my last one before I go to bed, though. But still, I know this is about an hour, a little over an hour. This cast, but like I said, this is my introduction. I'm new at this. I'm speaking my heart. I'm speaking the truth. I'm just, like I said, I'm just shooting the shit with you. And just let you know this is all not structured. This is not scripted, nothing like that. I kind of had an idea what I wanted to talk about, but I had no formal, structure how I would do it. And like I said, I am not a structuralist. I don't transition well. I just go with the flow. I just shoot the motherfucking shit, And that's just how it is. So I think this is going to be great therapy after long days of work, bad days of work, whatever, even whatever, I'll come home. I'll just sit down, I'll chit chat with you guys. We'll have some fun, you know, and maybe hopefully I get to, you know, get to know some more people. Hopefully I get some thumbs up, you know. And you know, constructive criticism is fine. If you think I'm too vulgar, if you think I curse, if you think this or that or whatever, I'll take whatever criticism. I'm cool. Just be fair and be honest, but don't attack me though, because I'll never attack you. It's just how it is, you know. It's just a choice I will make to never attack somebody willingly. Self-defense maybe, but I just figured, what the hell, I'm gonna have some fun with this, you know. Like, I got something on my chest, I'm gonna talk. We'll talk about, you know, and hopefully, you know, some people want to engage with me, you know, by comments or in person, whatever. I'm cool with that too, you know. Just like I said, I am here to educate, but I'm here to entertain at the same time, and I hope you guys have been somewhat entertained. So. I'll have this video posted probably by today or tomorrow. Right now it's Monday, early Monday morning. So it's either going to be, you know, today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, because I got to edit it and everything like that. But I guess the next big thing I'll be talking about on my next one will be my review of Thor. Probably my review of the next bag of weed I buy. I'm always going to incorporate, like, next time I'll incorporate like a favorites list of whatever favorite sayings, favorite books, movies, music, songs, directors, sexual position. Actually, I won't go that far. You know, whatever, favorite smoking utensils, something. I'll come up with something every time. So I'm always gonna have new topics to talk about, which is why I want to do this, because I figured, hey, if I can talk to people and them always, you know, keep their attention. And, you know, I'm always been told, oh, you're great to talk to, you're very insightful, you know, deep thinker, blah, 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 you're funny as hell, whatever. I want to spread that, you know? I want to spread that with you guys, so you guys maybe get to know me a little bit better. But like I said from the beginning, I'm honest, I'm open-minded, I'm blunt. I'm not one of these people that's going to hold back. If something's pissing me off, I'm going to fucking tell you. It's just how it's going to be, and that's how I vent. That's how I deal with stress and anger. And, you know, disillusion and stuff like that, right? It's, you know, it's kind of like a ripple effect, right? You know, one, you get something wrong, then it just kind of adds, you know, it goes tenfold. Well, by talking, let it out. It's a godsend that I can, you know, that I can actually, you know, do this. I'm a very mental stable person as it is, but I don't like to keep things inside too long, because it just eats me until I tell somebody. You know, I mean, I would never, you know, get into a physical altercation with anybody, and I'm nothing like that. I like people to know where I'm coming from, and I'm coming from at least what I would consider an honest place. You know, I'm still searching. You know, as a human becoming, I'm still searching for certain things in my life. You know, I believe I know what my purpose is in life. You know, my purpose is obviously to love, and, you know, just be the best person I can. You know, best husband, best son, best uncle, best brother, best grandson, you know, best friend, whatever. You know, I'm there to help, and I also need help sometimes, you know. And it goes both ways. That's just what a good person's supposed to be. Very unselfish, very selfless. You know, and I don't believe in vanity. I don't believe in, you know, self-love. Yeah, you should respect yourself, but you shouldn't be in love with yourself. That's just being egotistical. You know, we have too many of those fuckers out there in the world right now as it is, right? But the world goes round. The water's wet. The sky's blue. I mean, and good and evil, they're both out there. So, but hopefully we can just become more of a mellow world, not just a side, but just a mellow world. And just get along with motherfuckers. Whether you like them or not, just get along with them. As long as, you know, you don't tread somebody's way of life, you know, then I don't think there should be a problem. I don't care what walk of life you come from. If you're a good person, you're a good person. That's it. That's it, and that's all. That's the bottom line for me. The more people saw it that way, the better it would be. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, my buddy Jaws, my buddy Schwarzenegger, my buddy Marlboro. I'll say goodnight. Godspeed. Sweet dreams. And just think about it. We will always be just shooting the shit. That's what we do here.
Well, I guess you guys aren't going home yet, huh?
Peace.